therapist. And I say training because we're all training, we're all learning what things we learn in life and where to get the proper qualifications to be professional at it. So I've got level 3 at drug and alcohol drug and alcohol counselling I can do to an extent of using MI, motivational interviewing, and using a bit of mindfulness and person-centred therapy to listen and work with you as any individual, as a normal individual, you see. So, and this is all about helping you to understand what is happening around you. It's not about me. I'm just there to be a counsellor, or as I said, a therapist, to work with you. And what happens is I will work with you for a 20-minute period to do an assessment with you. It will cost £20 for the assessment because obviously I'm self-employed and I need to pay for my room hire, which I will explain. I'm renting rooms at some different places. One main place is more or less the centre of Nottingham, which is 61B Mansfield Road, Nottingham, and it's almost facing the Victoria Centre bus station, so you can travel from Derby, from Mansfield, from Sutton, Ashfield, anywhere like that in the area to come to see me if you need me. So what happens is I can do counselling for stress, depression, anxiety, bipolar, and schizophrenia. And the reason I say this is because I've done a lot of approaches in counselling training at different colleges and at university to learn to understand and work with any type of person in different roles. It's psychodynamic, which is working with different people with problems that they've got in using different tools to use, and we can work on different ways of just listening to you in a person-centred way, or learning to understand what's happening around you in general. I could do counselling with you just to help you to do things like stop smoking or stop any habits what you feel are affecting your life in general. And what happens is we can go on to, as soon as you start deciding to make changes and you see a psychotherapist or a counsellor, and you haven't got to be mad to see a psychotherapist or counsellor, it's just how you feel you need help in different ways in what's happening in your mind. And your mind is like a machine, it's a cognitive. Your cognitive is your mind, like in cognitive behavioural therapy, CBT. Your mind is your cognitive, your thoughts and actions, and that behavioural, which is what your mind helps you to behave in certain situations in your life and make things worse for you. And everything you do in your life, in my perspective, is a challenge. So if you class as every problem you've got, or you feel you've got, as a challenge, then you can challenge that problem that you think you've got, if you know what I mean. But if there's any feedback you can give me on that, anybody who watches this video, please give me feedback as like in a feedback sandwich, where you're giving me a bit of the negative thoughts of how I've reacted or what I've said, and then a bit of positive, the feedback sandwich is a bit of positive reactions of what I've said and done, then a bit of negative, and then a bit of positive again. The reason for this is to not upset each person who you're giving feedback to, yourself, i.e. yourself, or others, or the person who you're giving the feedback to, and it gives it in a kinder way, as a counsellor would. So let's think about that and see, and I do apologise that if I've said anything that is wrong or I've offended anybody also. So you started a cycle of change. Let's say you want to stop smoking, right? And you've decided that you want to stop smoking. So you've decided, you made a decision, and you've entered into the procrastination state of starting, and then you've gone into then you're moving on to the contemplation, contemplating the change. You're making an effort to make a change, and this takes it into pro situation, advantage, and then pro change. You're making changes as you go around this circle, and you're starting, and it says when you get on, you're moving on to you made the decision that you're going to make the change. Then you've decided you're going to change that habit or that belief what you've got for doing stuff. And it says here you've moved on to I'll change self-effectively and change plans. You're making plans all the time, and action steps towards your change, you see. So you're making them changes, and you're going into active changes. And you've made active, you've done the actions, and you've made the change. You've stopped smoking, let's say for 12 hours, 24 hours, or 2 days. You've started. Then you're moving into the maintenance, where you've started to change for longer. You've gone into a change of stopped smoking for a month. And then, once you've stopped smoking for a month, you can come out and escape. When you've escaped to this cycle of change, you've made the change, you've done it, you've completed it, you're happy, I've done it, but then you've still got a while, it takes a while still, props. I know to burst your bubble, but you can go into relapse, and you've relapsed, you've not changed, you've changed your mind of a change, so you've started again. But it's not a downward spiral. Don't put that into your head. Think about it as you still can go round the change again, and you can go round this every day in any situation of your life, in any way, where you're learning to make a change in different scenarios and different concepts of your life, you see. So you're making changes, and and it's just like playing. It's like within us, we've got the child within that likes to come out and play, and we've got the adult who wants to be the adult and be in charge of everybody, the children. And we've got the parent, child and adult within us. We've got the parent who is controlling and helping everybody to look after themselves, helping people like myself. I love helping people. Then you've got the parent who lays the law down and puts everything into perspective in what everybody should be doing. Then you've got the child within who wants to go out and play. That's the playtime you're playing. And this is from Carl Rogers' theory of, tell me if I'm wrong. And then you've started making the change. So that's the changes, what you can do in counselling or therapy. So you ain't got to be mad at all. Just be as mad as me, and then we'll be alright. We'll both be on the same level. So yeah, and then we can go on to different things like stress, anxiety, depression, and things like that, where sometimes some challenges are very big, and sometimes it gets money. We're short of money, we can't get a job, and why? Why does it affect us? It affects the mind, and it gives you stresses of the mind, and then you move on to depression, and when you get anxiety, you need to breathe deeply. It's affecting your breath, and it's all to do with the cognitive behavioural therapy of the mind and what you're thinking. Your cognitive is your brain and how you're working things out, and things aren't working so well, so your brain starts going into different spasms of worry and stuff like that. And you've got the stress, and then you're going into depression. Why me? And you're thinking everything's going wrong for me and everything's good. But then we can work on a counselling scenario of working out that change of what you're thinking and why your mind is thinking like that, and how to change your thought of mind from a negative level of thinking to a positive. And I'm there to listen, use tools to help you to think more clearer about what you're thinking and how you can make those changes. Then we do this form, we can do this form together in like an assessment. We can do an assessment form where we've got all the changes and what the changes, what the problems are, and how we can work around them problems in each session of counselling that we have together. It's a weekly session.